Thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome to Jan's Views for You. Girl World becomes Gross World. For those of you familiar with Girl World, have you noticed just how vile it's become? I'm quite analytical, and yet I'm still perplexed as to where the toxicity actually comes from. Does it come from the girls themselves? Or does it just come from the creators and the creators following? I'm not too sure. I think when I'm talking about the creators, I'm talking about the people that appear to actually be on the same side as these toxic women online. The Amberlynn Reeds and the Foodie Beauties. The people that seem to think that what they've done in the past is okay, perfectly all right to treat other people like that, perfectly all right to abuse animals, it's perfectly all right to scream and shout and act in such a disgusting way online. Those people.
Fun fact, Amber named the girl world as that's how she pronounces the word girl.
All right, so who are the girls? You got Amberlynn Reed. She's the American queen of Gorlworld. She's the queen. Yeah. She's got the crown. She's got the tiara. She's.
Well, we know her. We know her. So yeah.
Yeah. Then you got a Foodie Beauty, Chantel Marie Al Raffay, Canadian queen of girls. She's the Canadian queen, which is like more like a duchess, you know. Sorry, Canada. There's also the other like channels that are like the lore masters, the Girl World professors, and this is some of the ones that Mary's listed. I'm sure there's more, but you got like Zachary, Michael, you got what's it, Apathetic Facts, Karina Kaboom, Willow Davis, and then others.
There are other people, like there are more people than what I just listed as to who are the girls. So there are other people that these people talk about, but primarily their channels were created to talk about these people.
Another successful Girl World reactor is Karina Kaboom. Karina has more subscribers than Foodie, not more than Amber as far as I know, but as you can see, Karina concentrates more on Amberlynn Reed. She regularly uploads, and I find her videos very informative and entertaining. So if we have a look down here, she covers just about everything that Amberlynn Reed or Amber gets up to. I feel there's a reason why people like Karina Kaboom and Mr. Snowflake get so many views on their videos, and it's because they're very well put together. They're not full of theatrics or fabrications. What they show you is truth, is fact, and it's hard to dispute things when you can actually see what these people have done. What's interesting about Karina is all her videos are voiceovers, and she doesn't play any of the videos from the girls because she knows that they will quite happily strike her, but she still manages to get significant numbers like 79k for this one, 49k, 36k, 46k, 50k. So these people that are screaming about, oh, you should cam up, you should cam up. No, you don't need to cam up. As long as you're giving good quality content, then you don't need to cam up. And I think that just looking at Karina's channel here proves that. She does a very good job, as indeed does Mr. Snowflake. Another reactor who doesn't need to show their face is Gorlick Bread. As you can see, he does a lot. I mean, he's okay. In one day, he's put 3 videos up, but each one is very informative. It's not just about insulting these women. In fact, I don't think he does insult them. It's more about showing what they are doing. And his thumbnails are amazing. So he's getting 14k, 16k, and doing very, very well. 20k there. Love his thumbnails. They are amazing. So yeah.
So, why do we care? A lot of people watch the girl world in the same way they watch reality TV. But instead of being produced, and about TLC Girl World content is produced in its very own stars. Each girl has their own show, and they have their own audience, the quite a bit overlap, and they all occasionally interact with each other. So I guess that's why they're the girl world, because they like kind of like there's crossovers.
All connected. Yeah. There is a lot of crossover.
Before we go any further, I just want to address his obsession with another creator by the name of French Fried Girl FFG. I'm not a fan of hers. I never have been. I have in the past watched some of her chats, and she's not really my cup of tea. Bit loud, but does she deserve to be harassed and some would say bullied by this man? I don't think so. She deals with it very well by just ignoring him.
Life in the girl world tends to move in cycles, and even when things seem to go completely sideways, almost always ends exactly where it began, the endless cycle. This predictability makes it easy for the audience to make guesses as to what will happen next, and it's also drawing viewers back in after years after they decide to stop watching. Oh, we got a trigger warning down here. Trigger warning, got the finger. Things have gotten very dark in the girl world before, with serious allegations of domestic violence, animal abuse, and drug and alcohol abuse. For the most part, things are lighthearted, but that always isn't the case.
Unfortunately, Gorlick at the moment is having to contend with another creator, much smaller creator, who's making up stories, fabricating stories about his real life. This is what has been happening a lot in Girl World. Because of that, I wanted to make this video just to prove how gross Girl World has become.
Chill out, okay? we got it, all right? Okay.
Foodie Beauty's beginning. Chantal's YouTube journey began in 2014, but there are no videos available now from any time prior to 2017. She started out doing makeup tutorials and beauty hauls, but quickly moved into the mukbang world. She would tell wild stories whilst eating. Stories about her life,
her sex life,
stories about her sex life, her drug use, and a lot of poop stories. It is possible she has a humiliation fetish, or that she is being paid by others to oblige their fetishes, as she regularly farts, sharts, burps, and in other ways demeans herself in videos and live streams. It is also possible that this is simply how she is, and that genuine, unfiltered behavior is what garnered her viewership to begin with. Any comments about that point?
Wow, I mean, I got tons of questions already, but I'm sure that you're gonna explain them all as we go, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
So she's just sitting there like eating and farting and sharting like
at the same time. Yeah. And then some dude out there's watching, going, "Oh yeah, that's that good stuff.
Take my money. Take my money."
The most interesting thing to me about that is that all the videos before 2017 have been deleted. So there must be some stuff in there. You gotta delete it. Yeah.
Yeah, she tends to rebrand every now and again and will wipe everything that she can from her like previous content. She also makes a lot of like community tab posts and posts a lot of things and then will delete them. So that is a whole thing. Chantal tends to rage and is known to make aggressive, sweeping statements attacking anyone who criticizes her.
Oh.
So watch out.
Good.
Instead of addressing the individual issues that the critic brings up, she will focus her energy on their race, weight, religion, sexuality, or anything else that she can find to attack. One particular thing that she is known to fixate on are whether her critics have children, and if they do, she will attack the child, the mother's parenting, and anything else she can think of.
Wow.
This is most likely due to her own issues with infertility, which she has been open about. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, okay.
So that's Foodie Beauty. That's the world she lives in. That's the characters that inhabit her world. All sounds pretty normal. Give me a minute. At this stage of the research, I thought she isn't too dissimilar to Amber. Mundane videos, a few side characters, eating on camera. I did notice one slight difference straight away though. She seemed ever so slightly grosser than Amber.
Sorry. I'm eating my cheat day. And I'm doing that because I really want it and I'm really hungry. I clogged the toilet. I felt like a little bit of a pain, like a nagging pain down in my roll somewhere. I went searching and there was a Pringles cap stuck somewhere in my roll.
This one hurt me brain for a bit, I'll admit, because I like part of the fun. Part of the intrigue is when I'm making these videos on people is trying to understand why they do what they do. Is it something from childhood? Is it whatever it is? I like trying to figure it out as an armchair psychologist. And I just couldn't figure this one out. Why you would threaten to have somebody's kids taken away because they dared speak out against you online. I can only assume it's because Foodie thinks she's amazing.
I'm like prettier than like 90% of people on YouTube. I'm gonna call Child Protective Services on you. And you know what? I stand by that. I don't think that usernames like manic to harass people deserves to have kids.
She was going to get this woman's kids taken away from her for daring to speak out against her on the internet. Or was she?
Yeah, of course I'm not gonna call Child Protective Services.
So she never had any intention to get this woman's kids taken away from her. I don't know what's true anymore. I don't know what's a lie and what's not.
So if you're going to be a reaction channel and you're also, well, I may as well address this now, and you're gonna re-upload my content, I'm gonna strike you because you don't have a right to do that. Seriously, this is not transformative.
Reaction channels are supposed to be transformative.
You want to strike my channel? You want to strike my channel? Do it! Because all that's going to do is make you look awful because I already got your strikes overturned, sis.
You could say, oh, it's because you're a bad person. So the logic is...
I make fun of your weight, and I think you're a bad person, and what? What do you do about it? Fight me? I don't give a...
There must be about another, I don't know, a billion clips of a Foodie kicking off with reaction channels, but we'll be here all night. Honestly,
You're a stalker, a stalker, you're a stalker, a stalker, you're a stalker, a stalker, you need a doctor to fix your brain.
I've done videos on them before, and I really don't want to waste my breath, waste my brain matter trying to work out how their brains, in inverted commas, actually work. But what I think I'm going to do is go through some of the comment sections with you and see if we can see where the toxicity comes from with these problematic YouTubers. I don't think I even need to say their name. I think you know who I'm talking about. And it's quite, I want to say interesting, but I think flabbergasting is probably the word that I need to use. So, without further ado, let's do this. It's interesting. It doesn't happen very much in this man's live streams, but there's a voice of reason. Okay. In his, not in it, it's in the comments under the video. Okay, so this person, Queen Jellybean, has said legal age of consent in Canada is 16 years old. So despite how gross normal people might think that is, you'd have to take that up with Canada. No one called the police or called her a victim because she was legally able to consent to have sexual relations with a 40-year-old man. He has responded to a viewer who's told him something which is true, that the legal age of consent in Canada is 16. This is how he responds. You need to seek help ASAP. 15 going on 16 is a child anywhere, period. So, somebody underneath that, called Feral Munchkin, says the age of consent is 16 in a lot of places. That's not a green light for predators unless their communities allow it and makes excuses for them. So I wonder what they mean by that. Their communities allow it. The thing is, if it is law, which communities are they talking about? I mean, if it's law, it's law. Take it up with the country. Somebody underneath has put, just because it's not a crime doesn't make it morally right. Okay, true. That's absolutely true. What 40-year-old would even entertain the idea of having relations with a 16-year-old? This person, Nicole, needs to start watching a bit of true crime. That's all I say. Just start watching true crime. Unfortunately, it happens every single day. And then Queen Jellybean comes back. Oh, so I need to seek help. I don't live in Canada, and I am aware that your reading comprehension is a bit off. So I will again point out where I said normal people think that's gross, i.e. me and my parents who didn't let me run the streets as a child. So again, maybe write a letter to Canada and let them know your grievance. Or perhaps talk shit about Channel's mum and her lack of parenting like so many of you like to do on here. It doesn't matter how gross any of Gorlworld thinks it is for a 14-year-old to have consensual relations with a 16-year-old. If it's legal in the place that it happened, but you are obviously trying to compare something consensual with other events in the community that have been used as a gotcha, that were not consensual, and that is where the difference is. Consent versus non-consent or no consent. You then went on to create an entire scenario in your head to explain away Chantel's current behaviours. That incident did not cause her to be addicted to food. Foodie herself has stated she's been obese and addicted to food since she was 8 or 9 years old. And she's now 41 and makes no effort to this day to address any of her issues with the food that is actively killing her. She has not addressed her drug addiction, or she would not still use drugs any time she's back in a place where she can get them. She is now using prescription medications in ways that weren't meant to be used for the high or to go to sleep in place of the preferred drugs. So again, just to make it clear for you, yes, I think a grown man messing with a 16-year-old is extremely gross, but If it's legal in the eyes of the law and it was consensual, then in no way is it comparable to the gross comments Foodie and others have made about the non-consensual situations that happen to people in the community as talking points and ammo. This girl, well said. So she's also responded to the feral munchkin one. Welp, you said it yourself, unless communities allow it. And apparently Cornwall, Ontario did. Well said. Someone called Michelle underneath wrote, wrong. A 20-year age gap would be considered exploitative and therefore may be considered statutory rape. That's not true. Sorry, you're wrong there, Michelle. A 20-year age gap? No, because there are many people that have a 20-year age gap. So for you to say that it must be statutory rape is wrong. That's very incorrect. Obviously, it depends on the age of the child or the age of the younger of the pair, but you can't make a blanket statement like that. This is one of the reasons why I will not speak on Gorlworld. The way it has turned is just disgusting. It's awful. There are people out there using other people's tragedies, other people's crimes in order to get gotcha moments. It's disgusting. And someone like that person whose channel I just went on to quite simply does not have a clue. He doesn't have the brain matter to understand what is going on. And I really don't want to start talking about somebody's family, somebody else's family that has gone through the most traumatic experience that their child or a child in their family has gone through. For somebody to come on YouTube and just talk about it and think it's okay to talk about it is absolutely disgusting to me. I can't handle it. So that's why you won't see me saying things about what's going on, about, these people fighting amongst each other. I'm just not going to do it, guys. It's deplorable. It's vile, and it's something that I want nothing to do with. Absolutely nothing. Before I go, I want to compare what I've just read in the Slow Ones comments to what people have written underneath Mr. Snowflakes. I want you also to notice the difference and the demeanour of the people that write underneath his videos. They address what she is talking about. They're not coming on just to attack. These are genuinely intelligent people. So this one here, Piper JC, says, my friends and I used to swim in flooded quarries as kids and teens and paddle in rivers and streams. We never got cellulitis. That puddle is innocent. And they're responding to Amber saying that she got cellulitis because she walked in a puddle or something like that. So all these people are basically just picking up on that. Somebody called Strawberry Forest said she's so crazy. People go their whole lives without getting cellulitis. She gets it like people get a headache. I had never heard of it until I started watching her content. Then Louisa writes, this literally isn't how cellulitis works in normal humans. People don't normally just get it. So all these people are speaking about this illness, this cellulitis, and about, you know, medical things. It doesn't happen in some people's chats. This is a comment under Hillbillies. I've struggled to find one that I wanted to speak on because I refuse to get caught up in the vitriol of these people. There's somebody here, ironic name, Tinkerbell is fairy dust, or Tinkerbell's fairy dust, writes, these two are two other creators. These two need no contact with any children. If CPS came to their home, it was justified, and the conversations they are exposing those children to removal is founded. Guys, I'm too stressed. I'm too wound up to carry on with this now. I'm just, yeah. So, for those of you wondering, well, how come Jan hasn't said anything about it? I tell you why. It's because it's foul, it's disgusting, and yeah, it's very triggering. It's gross. So I'm glad I was never really in Gorlworld, and I'm just horrified of speaking about other people's heartbreak. I can't deal with it. I won't deal with it. Whether you agree with me that Gorlworld should be renamed Grossworld, it doesn't really matter. But I've had my say on it, and yeah, as you can tell, it kind of leaves me speechless because it's just so horrible. It's just vile, and I take no pleasure from even thinking about it, even if I were to take sides, or I wasn't to take sides. It's irrelevant. What is happening in Gorlworld is disgusting and should not be allowed to happen, and I hope certain people lose their channels over it. It's just vile. Thanks very much for clicking on this video. Yeah, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and it's hard for me to talk about certain things, but I just felt that I wanted to talk about it. Will I put this video up? I'm not really sure. I am not sure that I've got across what I really wanted to get across. I'm not sure I said what I really wanted to say. So maybe I won't put it up, but if I do and you watch it, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to this channel, I would very much appreciate it. So until the next one, you just take care of yourselves out there, because trust me, it's a rotten old world. So until the next one, bye bye for now.